I have another viewer question, which I'm going to respond to today. So the question is, were you influenced by what others thought after your Kundalini awakening? To be honest, after it happened, I didn't really talk to a lot of people about it because I didn't understand what happened to me. I tried raising the topic with a few people and explained about the energetic, being filled with energy and all the sensations I was feeling. But as you can imagine, people didn't actually understand what I was talking about. So after trying to speak to a few people, because I wondered maybe whether it was something I hadn't experienced before but other people were familiar with, I just kind of kept it to myself. So I would say for the first year, I didn't really have anybody to talk to. And I was just hoping it would go away, if I'm honest, because it happened so suddenly. I just assumed that it would probably go away by itself suddenly as well. But that didn't happen. I did find a book in my local library about Kundalini, which was helpful. It was a series of stories of people's awakening. And what's interesting about it is that everybody's story is very different. So what I described as being filled with energy, my chakras are opening, and having a lot of energy flow through my body, that absolutely isn't the experience that everybody has. Everybody's is different. So for some people it comes on gradually. Some people experience the feeling up their spine. Some people see visions. Some people are doing spiritual practices like yoga. That none of that was true of me. It was just a spontaneous reaction. I had been doing some dream work and some mindfulness, but it was very spontaneous. It was not expected. So yeah, the book helped because I read some stories which sounded somewhat similar. And then I actually contacted the Spiritual Crisis Network, which is a service in the UK which offers email support for people having spiritual awakenings. And they directed me to Bonnie Greenwell's website. And I went to the website. It was actually a meditation that was on her website they were referring me to, which is about taking some time every day to allow the energy to flow through your body so that it stops disturbing you so much. Basically, you just create some space, allow it to flow, and that can calm it down through the rest of the day. But while I was looking at that, I realized that she actually offered a service to give a Kundalini assessment. So you could meet with her, answer a questionnaire, and she would assess whether it was likely that you'd had a Kundalini activation. So it was when I spoke to her that I could really open up and share everything that had happened to me. And she referred me then on to a group which was a support group for people having similar experiences to myself. So at that point, I was able to open up and share what had been happening to me with people who'd been through similar experiences. And what I will say is I had hoped and expected that I'd meet people who'd had very similar experiences to me. But because everybody's background is different and everybody's experience of what happened is different, I've actually, although there's commonality and people can share and connect on what they've gone through, it's rare to meet somebody who's had a very, very similar experience to myself. So that was actually quite difficult in a way, that I was able to share openly, but I wasn't necessarily getting recognition in terms of exactly what I'd experienced compared to what other people had experienced. But I do think there's value in being able to open up and speak freely, because it enables you then to have a story, if you like, to create a story of what's happened. And that then enables you to think more clearly, and it reduces kind of a lot of the anxiety and discomfort and overthinking about it in order to reach a place of calm. So you can see now I can talk about it very calmly and I'm at peace with what I've been through. But that has been quite a long process of just becoming at peace and accepting what happened and being able to see it as a positive thing, because it was very difficult at the time when it first happened. And that was partly because I didn't have people to talk to, and it was such an unusual experience for me.